Green Book is a 2018 biographical comedy drama directed by Peter Farrelly and starring Viggo Mortensen as Frank, Tony Lip Vallelonga and Mahershala Ali as Dr. Don Shirley. The film is based on the true story of Vallelonga's road trip with Shirley, a talented African-American pianist, through the racially charged Deep South of the United States in the 1960s. The movie opens in 1962, in the Bronx, New York, where Frank Tony Lip Vallelonga Mortensen is a bouncer at the famous Copacabana nightclub. When the club closes for renovations, Tony finds himself out of work and in need of money to support his family. He takes a job as a driver for Dr. Don Shirley, Ali, a classical pianist who is planning a concert tour of the Deep South. Tony is initially hesitant about taking the job, as he is a working-class Italian-American with little knowledge of African-American culture, but he needs the money. Dr. Shirley is also hesitant about Tony, as he is rough around the edges and has a reputation as a bit of a tough guy. The two men set out on their journey, with Tony driving and Dr. Shirley in the back seat. Tony is surprised to discover that Dr. Shirley is not only a brilliant musician but also a cultured and refined man with a taste for fine food and drink. The two men begin to form a bond as they travel through the Deep South, encountering racism and discrimination at every turn. The title of the film, Green Book, refers to the Negro motorist Green Book, a guidebook for African American travelers that listed safe places to stay, eat, and visit during the era of Jim Crow segregation. The Green Book plays a crucial role in the film, as Tony and Dr. Shirley rely on it to find places to stay and eat where they will be safe from harassment and violence. The film depicts a number of incidents of racism and discrimination that the men encounter on their journey. In one scene, they are refused service at a restaurant, and in another, they are arrested and thrown in jail for a minor traffic violation. In yet another scene, they witness a brutal beating of a young African-American man by a group of white men. Despite these challenges, Tony and Dr. Shirley continue their journey, with Tony acting as a kind of protector for Dr. Shirley. Tony also learns a lot about African American culture and the realities of racism and discrimination in the Deep South. As the trip continues, Tony and Dr. Shirley's relationship deepens, and they become close friends. Dr. Shirley helps Tony to overcome his own prejudices and to see the world in a new way, while Tony provides Dr. Shirley with the kind of companionship and protection that he has never experienced before. The climax of the film comes when Tony and Dr. Shirley arrive in Birmingham, Alabama, where Dr. Shirley is scheduled to perform at a concert hall. When they arrive, they discover that the hall is not only segregated but also has a separate entrance and seating area for African Americans. Dr. Shirley refuses to perform under these conditions and decides to leave, but Tony convinces him to stay and perform anyway. The scene that follows is one of the most powerful in the film, as Dr. Shirley sits down at the piano and begins to play. The audience, consisting mostly of white people, is initially hostile and unresponsive, but as Dr. Shirley continues to play, they become captivated by his talent and his message of hope and unity. The scene ends with the audience on its feet, applauding Dr. Shirley's performance. The film ends with Tony and Dr. Shirley returning to New York, where they part ways but remain close friends. Tony is shown back at his home in the Bronx, where he is greeted by his family. He tells them about his trip with Dr. Shirley and the experiences they had, and he is visibly moved by the memories. The final scene of the film shows Dr. Shirley alone in his apartment, playing the piano and reflecting on the journey he has taken with Tony. Green Book was a critical and commercial success, winning numerous awards, including the Academy Award for Best Picture. The film has been praised for its powerful performances, its examination of racism and prejudice, and its message of friendship and unity in the face of adversity. The film's portrayal of Dr. Shirley has been somewhat controversial, with some critics accusing the filmmakers of whitewashing or simplifying his life and personality. Despite these criticisms, the film has been widely praised for its depiction of the realities of racism and discrimination in the United States in the 1960s, as well as its portrayal of the friendship between Tony and Dr. Shirley. Overall, Green Book is a powerful and moving film that explores the complexities of race and friendship in the Deep South of the United States. It is a testament to the power of human connection and the importance of standing up against injustice and prejudice.